Warning, you are about to watch a sensible video. You see this here, this thing here, that is a door latch from a passenger side Rover 45. It may be the same as in the 25, but I'm not entirely sure. Whatever the case, I'm going to see if I can figure out what's wrong with the Rover 25 Streetwise latch by messing about with this. Now, what I'm thinking is it's on this door here. As these are working fine, that's working, it's working on the outside as well. There must be something wrong with the actual latching of the door. So I'm seeing how easy it is to actually get to, and whether it is possible to get to it at all. Now with the torch inside, I've got a good clear view of the latch. Well, slightly anyway. But if I could get my hands in there properly, it'd be better. Good clear view of all that synthetic snot. Well, so far I am still somewhat defeated. There doesn't really seem to be any way of unhooking it from the inside that I can find. And I've been messing around with a big screwdriver for quite a while. So the options are these. Drill out these rivets here to gain better access, but then I think it's still attached on the other side somewhere. Take the glass out, including the quarter glass, and to gain better access that way. The main thing I'm struggling with at the moment is all this snotty green stuff, and the only way to combat it is by kind of using WD-40, almost like sun cream everywhere. Smells nicer though. Obviously it's a bit difficult to see exactly what I'm trying to tug at inside there, but you can see with this other latch, and I suspected it might be the child lock stuck on. Yeah, that's with the child lock on. That's how the lock sits on the door. There's the rod for the handle, and you pull it along, nothing happens. So then you move that up there and then pull it along and something happens. There, like that, you see. This is one of those days where no progress happens at all. I've tried pushing and tugging absolutely every single thing on there that's available to tug and mess about with, and nothing. So I can only take it the latches failed in a rather special way, which means I've got to take some drastic measures. I mean, I did buy this car to sell it, and I can't sell it if the back door doesn't open, can I? Right, that's that plate drilled out for its rivets. It looks like there's a slug on there. It's not a slug. It's just some of this dried out synthetic snot. Right, finally get a chance to use this little precision toolkit, because what I've got to try and do is dismantle the latch and actuator inside the door. And you might be watching this thinking, surely it can't be that bad. There must be something you can just unhook and it'll open. But I've tried the lot. Honestly, I've done plenty of things like this before, and normally it works okay, and get a screwdriver in there and jam something and suddenly it opens, but not this time. There must be something on the inside that you cannot get from the outside of the latch that's basically saying, no, I'm staying closed today. And you seriously cannot properly dismantle a latch on the inside of the door. So I've got to make as much room as possible, so I am going to have to take the glass out, including this one there, which does sound rather drastic, but what else can I do? First of all, I've got to take the window out, which is just on two 8mm bolts through this bracket just there. 10mm nut on there, and then there's another one just hidden just under there to come off. and then this glass should come out. And when I say 10mm, what I actually mean is 8mm. That's the window out and on top of there. But what I wasn't prepared for was that. So that means taking that window out. It's not made any difference to the access. Right. Inside the latch now. Whether we can see that in there or not, probably not. Don't know. Gosh, this is awkward. I need an inspection camera because I can see it perfectly well. But I don't suppose you can. There we go. You can see that there. Pushed over that way is locked. Pushed over that way is unlocked, and it is currently unlocked, and still nothing happens. Well, this isn't really the day I was expecting to have, to be honest. There is literally nothing left to come off, and inside there we can see what's left of the, no we can't, inside there we can see what's left of the lock. It's still not opening. At last! That was the most ridiculous job I've ever had to do. Every single thing that could come off of this has come off of it to try and get this door open. And finally, it's given in to my commands. Nobody tells me what to do. Have you ever seen such an array of bits, tools, all sorts of things taken off just to get a door open? Well, that's what it takes. So this thing finally gave way with, well, basically a bit of hammering with a long screwdriver and a lump hammer, and then it's come away. And so what's wrong with it? That's the question. And the only thing I can see is it's just really rusty on the inside, so it must have just basically seized up. And I've tried operating it while it's out of the door and there's still nothing going on. I'm not bothered. Obviously I'm just going to replace it, but what a palaver! Look, this is off a Rover 45, that one is off the Rover 25. I've inspected them and they are exactly the same. So why do they have to have different plugs on the end? I've just checked and I haven't got a Rover 25 rear latch. So I'm just going to have to change the plugs over on these. I forgot to buy milk last night and I really want another cup of tea. Anyway, here we go. Here's my sort of bodge job. Well, I mean, is it a bodge job? Because I've soldered the two bits together that are supposed to be together. And now I'm going to stick it in the car and see if it works. Yes! In one of my first videos, I fixed something and I was overjoyed and I ran around the yard shouting that I'd fixed it. I'm not going to do that today though. Now I've got to do is just put it all back together again. You can tell this door's not had a lot of use. Here we go, let's put it together. Oh good, that's attached. What's the other thing? There's something else that I dropped and I can't remember how it goes back on. Anyway, change the rod because the rod's a different length. That can go over there. Let's start putting it back together. I want a tea break, but without any milk, I have the choice of having black tea, which I don't like, or black coffee, which I don't really like. But there is a possible alternative, because in Project Fridge there is some long life milk, which was opened quite a long time ago. I stopped buying this stuff once I got a fridge because there weren't really any need to buy long life milk. But I'm going to just try it anyway. Oddly enough, not only has it been open for a couple of months, But according to that, it's actually out of date as well by, well, 9 days. Still going to try it. Yeah, let's have a look. So, in it goes. Is it the right colour? Yeah. I had this stuff last summer when I had no fridge, and it kept for ages, but when it was really warm it wouldn't keep at all, and then it would kind of go like funny fatty floaty bits on the top. Honestly, there really can't be a great deal of organic material in that milk when you can have it open for, must be 3 months, maybe longer, and it's already 2 weeks, well, it's already 10 days out of date. And thinking about it, there's a rather sinister looking cow. Well, as I start to put this lot back together, you may assume this is the end of this rather long-winded ordeal, but it's not, because the latch that I've stuck in there, which came off a 45, which I soldered another plug on, is a bit different after all. It's got a couple of different bits, because obviously the handles are different, and I didn't realise this, but it was the only one I had. It's the only latch I have for that side that's close, and it's very close. It's just not quite right. So I can stick it in and open it from the inside, but not the outside, and that'll just have to do for the moment until I find another latch. Oh shit. Wait a minute, what's going on now? That's a proper late one for a Saturday. Was that a complete and unmitigated waste of time today? No, not entirely, but it is a bit frustrating. As people know me for these cars, I often get asked how much I would, charge to fit a particular thing or mend a particular thing, because they know that I'm mending these them myself, and I usually shy away from work. Not because I'm work shy, but because of exactly the kind of thing that's happened today. You simply don't know how long it's really going to take you. You say, oh, I just need a latch fitting, or could you get this door open? And you imagine it's going to be a £20 to do it. I couldn't do that for £20 all day. Having said that though, of course, I haven't made any money today doing this, so £20 would be better than nothing. To me though, it's not a waste of time, and it's all a learning experience. Every job I do on these cars, I learn something from them. And on this instance, I've learned that although the 45 latch looks almost exactly the same as the 25, it won't do to open the door from the outside or unlock it with the plunger thing, if that's what you call it. My guess is that door has not been opened for many years. Previous owner probably never used it, and so it just gets rustier and rustier, and then a bit more rusty, until eventually it simply won't work any longer. Even though all the connecting rods and everything were correct, it just won't work. I like the idea of being able to actually mend things and take two bits, both broken, and make one good one. That's engineering. But it seems that my observation skills aren't quite good enough to do that properly just at the moment. If only more things were bolted together than using rivets and pressed thingies, I could have made a decent latch out of one there. But I simply couldn't, because the only thing wrong with the 25 one, well, before I started whacking it a bit to undo it, was just that actual latch part. It's all rusty.